Welcome back to Immabed beats Minecraft 1.0. We're sitting on top of a pillar here in this one desert I've found, trying to hunt for Endermen. I now have 7 Ender Pearls, which is a good start on the way to defeating the Ender Dragon. We need to collect some number of Ender Pearls to make Ender Eyes to open the Ender Portal. But the End Portal might need as many as 12. And we might go through some Ender Eyes on the way there, as they can break, as they lead us to the End Portal in the Stronghold. Our best tactic so far for getting Ender Pearls has been to wait for Endermen to spawn in this desert. Unfortunately, tonight we've only gotten 1 Pearl. So we're not doing super great. Not a lot of Endermen spawning as we approach midnight. But hopefully we can get a few more. We got 4 Ender Pearls in the last night, after a couple of lucky Enderman spawns. I am seeing mobs popping in and out, so I think standing up here is helpful. And there we go. There's an Enderman. I will look at him for a while here, that he doesn't teleport before I get low enough. And now here he comes. Looks like we're going to have a zombie coming along too. It's the creepers that I'm really worried about. Nothing else does hurt very much. I mean, that zombie's only doing a half-heart of damage, and I'm just wearing unenchanted iron armor. I'm curious to see if the dragon will pose any sort of real threat. Looks like this skeleton has spotted me now, which is a little bit unfortunate. I think I'm going to have to come out and fight him, and that means the creeper's going to see me. But as long as he doesn't blow up near my safety pillar, I'm happy. Still only at 1 Pearl tonight. And actually, I guess it was a little past midnight, so we're not doing very well. We'll bring that Enderman here. Unfortunately, this part of the series, I think, is going to get a little bit boring. It's just going to be a lot of Enderman hunting. Which, well, isn't very exciting. During the day, we can either do caving or explore some more of the world. I would love to find a village, just to see it. I'm fairly certain they exist in this version of the game. I know that the first Pixelated Pickaxe world on version 1.0, or at least after version 1.0, had villages. I just don't know if maybe that was version 1.1 or something like that. But I'm fairly certain that villagers came in version 1.0. I remember the beta 1.9 pre-releases and the snapshots around that when the early versions of the villagers were being tested. At that time known as testificates, which is something you might still occasionally hear. I think we'll go up for one more look around as the sun rises. This will be our last chance to get any Endermen this night. Oh, and there we go. 2 Endermen. Right there. Looks like that was the right move. Somehow that man picked up... Oh, he picked up a cactus. That's interesting. And he dropped the cactus. Oh no, he must have picked up the cactus underneath. And the top one popped off. 2 pearls. That is most excellent. That brings us to 4 on this evening, if my inventory is anything to go by, which matches last evening. At this rate, a couple more nights should get me everything I need. I will need to head back to my starter base at some point. And let's keep cooking some of this chicken I've been finding. I could definitely also work on some of this gravel. I will need more flint to match the arrows I have. Let's put these in here for safekeeping. We're now up to 10 Ender Pearls, which is a very respectable number. I think that is going to get us most of the way we need to go. I think this morning we're going to go sailing first thing. And we'll see what we can find. Let's just put away some of Some of the stuff that doesn't really matter, looks like we can put our helmet together now. I think I'll wait on the boots a little bit. And I probably will want more iron for armor soon. I'm going to put the cocoa beans in here as well. Grab those, but they won't matter particularly much. And we'll grab some more of this chicken. Maybe we'll head off in this direction. We haven't been this way before. See what we can find. Like there's some amount of forest across the water there. And we'll see how this boat works. I know... Oh no, I'm stuck in the block. Well, there we go. Finally get the boat out onto the water. The boats are pretty garbage, but still better than swimming, by far. Definitely better than swimming. Not nearly as fast as they are in more modern versions of the game. Far more fragile, harder to control. And, you know, somehow I'm also doing it without oars. You might have to decide for yourself what sort of propulsion method I'm using. I'm going to say that the chicken is quite good. It shouldn't be making me gassy. It's looking like this is just more forest. And then we got more swamp. Definitely not a lot of variation in biomes. I've seen forest, swamp, mountains, desert, and plains, and that's it. And that might be basically it. There should be some snowy biomes as well, with the spruce wood, which I haven't seen yet. We got a couple sheep here. Something that I should actually do is get... And there we go. There's a thing. That's perfect. I should get some wool for a bed. I will want that when I find the stronghold. I think my conclusion in an earlier episode that there was no mutton is correct, as those sheep only dropped wool. I guess I might as well get some more wool out of them just in case I want another bed. I don't think I'll be using any beds in the Ender Dragon fight, but I'm fairly certain that they are explosive in the end. We've got a black sheep up here and a whole bunch more. This is a large amount of sheep. I feel like this is probably, at this point, just a waste of my sword, but you never know. Lots and lots and lots of sheep. Not seeing any caves or anything of interest other than the sheep here, so... Well, maybe we will turn around and start heading back then. Somehow the Minecraft days feel even shorter. I know that they're still the same, 10 minutes a day, 10 minutes a night, but I feel like I'm accomplishing almost nothing over the course of one day. Part of that is definitely the limited travel options and travel speed. Slow boats, the lack of any elytra or anything like that. Even the difficulty in sprinting. We will put my swords together here. And I think we will probably want to spend some time caving in the next day. Or maybe even today if we get back in time. Get some more iron, as it looks like I will need a little bit more. I know there's more back at my spawn, but that's a decent 5+ minute trek as well from the desert. I think I'm traveling the right direction here. We have a pumpkin. I'm not sure if melons are in the game at this point, but pumpkins definitely are, as they are actually possibly another thing I will want. Problem is I haven't figured out how to get out of this boat. Oh, I right-click. You right-click on a boat to get out of it. Look at that. I think I'll go pick up this pumpkin. We'll see if it's already carved. That'll be interesting to find out. I don't remember when it was changed. Yes, it is. So that means that this is the only version of the pumpkin that exists back in the day, was the carved pumpkin. I could make a jack-o'-lantern out of it, but the real reason I have it is obviously that Endermen don't see you when you look at them when you're wearing a jack-o'-lantern. Should be able to put that on my head, yeah. Which might be nice in the end if we find that the Endermen are a big brain. They could be quite problematic if we look at too many of them, but I usually don't find that to be a big issue. Of course, I am usually playing in a different version of the game, so we'll see. I know that this dragon fight is different, quite a bit different. The music is very calming, very soothing. Let's see if we can successfully stop this boat so that maybe it can be reused. We obviously can't pick it up because it will just break into bits of wood and sticks. But we can get off it. Maybe I should have sailed around towards the caves here. I think I've got enough time, though, to head over and maybe collect a little bit of iron that we can smelt over the night. Something to make sure that we can replenish our armor and our tools. Here is our magical floating water block. And we, of course, have some crazy caves down here. Of course, we're going to start with a creeper, because why not? Nothing like a creeper in the dark. We'll make some more torches. Hopefully find a little bit of iron. I'll take a little bit of coal as well. I know a lot of my coal's been going into torches and smelting. The old ore textures. I used to really love them. I thought when the ore textures changed to be unique that it was a bit sad. I was quite glad that the old texture was maintained for diamond. I thought that was a very excellent decision. But I do feel like these old textures are very flat looking, which is interesting. I'm not really sure how else to describe it, but especially the coal, but even the iron to some extent. The iron actually feels like it's sort of popping out of the stone. The coal feels extremely flat, which is interesting. 5 iron is not very much. We'll see if we can get a few more pieces. Lots of coal. Except we do have some more iron here. I am kind of amazed by how much I was afraid of caving back in the day. It's something that is once again scary, but for very different reasons. Early game caving in after version 1.18, with how buff the mobs are and how big the caves are, you can end up surrounded by dozens of mobs, and a single skeleton is all it takes. So it is once again scary until you have, you know, top tier diamond or netherite armor. Whereas I'm not finding this caving really scary at all, even in only regular iron. We're at 12 now, which still isn't enough. We do have one more here. I would love to find just a little bit more. Thing is, it's not quite nighttime. Let's see if we can poke our head through here. Looks like this brings us back around to this hole in the ground, but maybe we can make our way up. These mobs, like, even when they hit me, half a heart of damage from a zombie. Half a heart of damage from a zombie wearing full iron. That's very little. I mean, I suppose if it was holding a sword or something, that would be scarier. Oh. Slipped up there. No, Mr. Zombie, you are not invited. I want this iron, and then I want to leave. Most excellent. And it looks like might be becoming darker here. I think we will sneak our way out past the magical floating water. Back over to our nerd pole and our safety shack. $19 iron, that makes 20, that'll be plenty for now. And then Enderman will hopefully be mine. As I get this iron in the furnace here, I think that'll be the end of this episode. We will spend another episode at least hunting Enderman in the night. So I will see you in the next one. And hopefully soon we will start being able to look for the stronghold.